Welcome to the deep dive. We often think love is pretty straightforward. It's there, or maybe it isn't. But what if the real issue for a lot of us isn't if we love someone? What if it's more about how we show it? Does the way we express love actually connect to the other person? So today, that's exactly what we're getting into. This really interesting idea of the five love languages. We're using insights from sources like iCarsis, Improve Your Relationships, Discover the Five Love Languages. Our goal here is basically to unpack this whole model, get into the details, and see how understanding it could, genuinely change things in all sorts of relationships in your life.
It's a great way to look at it, isn't it? Because the source material really puts forward this striking idea. It says, in most relationships, love or absence of it is rarely a problem. Not knowing how to express love in a way that your partner understands is. That really flips the script, doesn't it? The idea that if love's there, it's enough. This view suggests love, even though we all want it and talk about it constantly. Well, it's often misunderstood in its truest essence. And that misunderstanding can actually lead to it sort of decaying over time.
Yeah, that feels counterintuitive at first, but it really clicks when you think about it. The material lays out this super relatable situation. Picture this. A couple, they're madly in love, they get married, everything's great for a bit. But then life happens, right? Maybe he gets buried in work, she's focused on the family. He
Hmm.
shows his love by providing, a nice house, maybe some expensive gifts. That's his way.
Right. He thinks he's doing everything right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But she feels totally unloved because he's never around.
Yeah.
She wants connection, time, and she starts thinking the love is gone. So even though they're both, as the source says, actually in love, this gap creates suspicion, fights. It can even break things down. It's a classic case of crossed wires.
Spot on, and that scenario brings up the core question the source asks. Is it really lack of love? Or is it the lack of understanding of how the other partner understands love? And the conclusion it draws is pretty clear. A major reason relationships hit the rocks isn't that the feeling's gone, but that there's a fundamental communication problem. Like the material says, flat out, we don't know how to communicate love. We don't know what our partner's predominant love language is. It even says, yes, even love has a language.
Wow. So what that means for you, listening right now, the two people can genuinely care about each other, deeply even. But if they're speaking different emotional languages when it comes to showing and needing love, well, it can lead to feeling really unsatisfied, really disconnected, even when the love itself is still there. It's like trying to have a conversation where one person only speaks Spanish and the other only speaks Japanese. Just misconnections.
Mm-hmm. And that's where Gary Chapman's work comes in, which our source references. His whole model is designed to help us convey your love in a correct, read, effective way.
Yeah.
Get it straight to the heart of the person that matters to you. It's about making sure your efforts actually land, that they're felt the way you intend them.
Okay, let's dive into these five languages then. What are they? First one up is words of affirmation. And this isn't just like saying love ya as you walk out the door. The material stresses it's about saying words that makes your partner feel good, wanted, loved, and accepted.
Yeah.
And crucially, it has to be said with the feel. It's the sincerity behind it. Things like appreciation, encouragement, compliments, gratitude.
Right, like genuinely saying, you look amazing today, or I really appreciate you doing that for me, or a heartfelt, I love you.
Or even just thanks for being in my life. It's that verbal validation that really hits home for someone with this language, makes them feel seen.
Okay, then there's quality time. And this is way more than just, being in the same house. The source defines it as spending time together by giving undivided attention, affection, and energy. So that means putting the phone down, turning the TV off, really tuning in.
Like going for a walk and actually talking,
Yeah.
or sitting down for coffee and just connecting.
Exactly. Or even, as the source puts it, sometimes doing absolutely nothing but cherishing one another's presence and company. Just being together, focused. And the key thing here is quality, not just quantity. You could spend hours at a party together.
But if you weren't really connecting one-on-one.
Right. Someone whose language is quality time might still feel, kind of lonely or neglected in that situation. They need that focused attention.
Got it. Okay, next, acts of service. This one sounds pretty practical. It's about showing love by helping them with things, right? In their work, daily life, whatever. And importantly, without expecting anything in return.
Mm-hmm. Actions speak louder than words for these folks.
So the samples could be like finding a file they need for work, helping with homework, or doing chores around the house.
Yeah, washing dishes, ironing, making dinner, even just reading to them if that's something they value. It shows you care through your deeds, not just words or gifts.
It's that kind of selfless helping that makes them feel loved.
Precisely. Then we have gifts. Now, for people with this love language, getting a thoughtful present is what makes them feel truly cherished. But, and this is important, the source stresses it doesn't matter whether the gift is expensive, luxurious, or not.
Ah, so it's not about the price tag.
Not at all. What does matter is that it is something they like, has an element of surprise, and is preferably gift wrapped. The wrapping adds to the feeling of being special.
So the gift is more like a symbol.
Exactly. It's a tangible message that says, I was thinking about you, I care about you, I went out of my way because you're important. The source even suggests, if this is your partner's main language, giving small gifts without any occasion can be really powerful.
Yeah.
Just because.
Okay, that makes sense. And the last one, physical touch. The source says, touched by the right person can make us feel warm and comforting.
And while, yes, in romance, it definitely includes sex, it is a lot more than that.
Right. It's about those simpler touches, too, like holding hands, a quick peck on the cheek.
Absolutely. Hugging, putting an arm around their shoulder, even just giving a quick back rub after a long day. These small physical connections can speak volumes.
It conveys presence, closeness.
Yes. Though the source does note, importantly, that touch can be sensitive depending on, who's doing the touching, where, how. Context matters.
Definitely something to be mindful of.
Okay, so now that we've laid out all five, let's go back to that couple we talked about earlier. The husband providing, the wife feeling neglected. It suddenly seems so clear, right? Her primary language was obviously quality time. She needed his focused presence.
And he was speaking through what? Gifts and maybe acts of service. Buying things, providing the house.
Exactly. So the love was there, genuinely, but the lack of understanding about how the other person received love, that was the root of the problem, a total communication mismatch.
Wow. It really makes you want to, like the source says, look back in your life at relationships that you cherish and think about this stuff. How might these languages be playing out, maybe even to causing friction in your own connections, which naturally leads to you'd want to know yours and your partner's, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. And the source gives us a couple of main ways to figure this out. One way is the quiz. Lots of people know about the quiz. The website, fivelovelanguages.com/quizzes is mentioned. That's one route. But it also suggests maybe even a better way, which is more about observation. It says, check what your partner complains most about.
Yeah. Listen to the complaints. Okay. How does that work?
Well, think about the recurring themes. If they often say things like, you never tell me how you feel about me, what does that sound like?
Words of affirmation. They need to hear it.
Right. Or if it's always, we never spend any real time together, or you don't take me out anymore.
Quality time. Pretty clear.
And you never help me out, or I feel like I do everything around here.
Acts of service. They need you to pitch in.
Okay, how about you never buy me anything? Even small things.
Gifts. They need those tangible token.
And finally, you don't even hold my hand. Or why don't you ever hug me?
Physical touch. They need that closeness. That's actually really insightful. It's not about every little gripe, but what they complain about most of the times, like the underlying theme.
Exactly. The source says if you were to pay close attention to the words your partner speaks, you would generally be able to figure out their main language.
And here's the cool part. It says you can turn that lens on yourself, too. If you were to focus on the words you speak, especially when you feel hurt or neglected.
So listen to your own complaints.
Yeah. You can likely figure out your own primary love language that way.
Yeah.
Kind of fun, isn't it? Like decoding yourself and your partner.
And connecting this back out, the material makes a point that this isn't just for romantic partners. This understanding can be applied to any relationship.
Right. Family, friends.
Yeah.
Even maybe work colleagues to some extent. Understanding how people feel appreciated.
It could certainly improve interactions across the board.
It really is incredible, as the source puts it, how much we can learn about ourselves and about others if we were to just learn to pay attention to things that really matter. It's shifting from just feeling love to actively, consciously communicating it effectively.
So wrapping this up, the main takeaway from our deep dive today is that this 5 love languages model, well, it's more than just a pop psychology concept. It gives us a really practical, powerful way to understand and communicate love better. It tackles a core reason why so many relationships, even those with real affection, end up struggling. It's often about the delivery method, not the love itself.
So here's a thought to leave you with. If learning to consciously speak your loved one's specific love languages can make such a difference in deepening those connections, maybe resolving stuff that's bothered you for ages, what other parts of your life could be transformed just by, as the source says, paying attention to things that really matter? By learning to communicate in ways that others truly hear and understand? What will you start paying closer attention to after this?